I'll be quick. So pretty much life is a bunch of things that happen to you. And the way you get good at life, you stop sucking at life, is you don't suck at like the ability to resolve things. So two things. Resolve anything that comes up quickly. For example, today I was doing 20 shorts for a client. It's more than 20, but anyway. So I had to export, I wanted to export videos faster. And I went on Reddit and just figured out how to use my GPU on DaVinci Resolve, the free version. There's a workaround. So I got my RAM upgraded, I doubled my RAM. That's another thing. I also figured out how to use my iPhone and just like I downloaded this extension which lets me play videos on the PC. This is all examples of solving like stupid stuff that helps you a lot. And that's life. And it's like if there's something that you cannot solve, sometimes it's like an emotion to feel. Sometimes just feeling bad is the appropriate response, like that's all. So you don't need to get drunk or like go on the internet for 6 hours. Sometimes you just need to feel whatever. So that's enough. And like for example, right now I'm listening to jazz because it lets me just like when your brain hits top speed after a full day of work and you go to sleep, you don't just fall asleep. And when you like have a buffer that lets you unplug from work, then your brain is ready to sleep, because when your brain keeps you awake, it still has something left to do. It just wants to do something else. And this way I get to have like work and like relax all in the same day. It just helps me actually fall asleep. And you might think going to sleep early would be better. I've tried it and it just doesn't work. So I stay up later, but I just like relax and then I fall asleep. And I end up falling asleep faster because this takes me 30 minutes. Otherwise I would need like an hour and a half to fall asleep. That's like just a bunch of like pretty much that's all life. And so in life it's very like OP. It's like an important thing. It's very important to also do things that are not logical. Like, how do you stay up late and end up sleeping more? That's not logical, but it works. And if all you do is logical things, you ignore most of life, because most things are not logical. So you're missing out on a lot of potential upgrades to your life. And this is just like, I encourage you to do something that's fun, because it's really like try something, and if it's not logical and it works better than the logical thing, that's a lot of fun. And you can make a lot of progress. Not like, if you're logical like me, doing not logical things can give you a lot of progress just because it's something you've never done. It's like an unexplored area and then you have a bunch of quests there. So yeah, that's fun. Anyways, tomorrow I'm gonna like, I figured out a new camera angle tomorrow, so I'm gonna use that one. I figured out how to like use the iPhone footage, so all improvements. And this happens when you do things daily. When you do like, there's no magic that happens when you do things every day. It's just the fact that you have more data, you're exposed to the problem every day, and it becomes obvious what is annoying. You're so annoyed because you do it every day and you have to fix it. If it only happens once a week, it's not that big of a deal. You can like say, okay, it's once a week, whatever. If you're like, is this going to keep happening every day? Let me solve it right now. That is how you get really good at life. A very OP. One time, I used to deadlift like every day for a couple of weeks, and my technique got so much better. So that's literally like the same principle I'm doing it here. When you kind of like get success in one area of life, you kind of start to understand everything is the same. Like going to school every day, going to a job, working on a business daily, it's all the same thing. Like it's the same thing. So if you figure out like success and you understand the mechanism of it, you can use it. Like there's so much skill set that you can transfer from areas of life. because life is life. Life is the same game, and it's really interesting when you see business people have multiple successful businesses and also be jacked. It kind of makes sense because they understand the principle of success. So, anyways, that's like there's a mechanism to things. You know, in a game, you press W, and you move forward. So, we just need to learn to press W in real life. That's all. So yeah, let's press W. So let's go.